Most Americans do not believe immigration boosts crime. Since the launch of his 2016 presidential campaign, Donald Trump has repeatedly drawn links between immigration and crime, defending his demand for the construction of a border wall between the U.S. and Mexico by repeatedly accusing migrants and asylum seekers of bringing. But despite the president's repeated claims, AA conducted by the Pew Research Center found nearly 80% of Americans believe immigrants are no. The poll, which was conducted across 18 countries including GATH US, where 1,500 people were surveyed from May 14 to June 15, 2018, also found that the US came second only to Canada in terms of having the largest percentage of residents who do not believe immigrants are more to blame for crime than other groups. In a statement in this week, a Pew Research Center researcher Ana Gonzalez Barrera said the findings from the U.S. were in line with previous research from the center, which found that majorities. Gonzalez Barrera also said researchers conducting the latest survey found that the majority of people in the U.S. view immigrants as a strength to the country and believe these. Since taking office, Trump has sought to enforce a hardline on immigration, with the U.S. leader declaring a national emergency over immigration on February 15, in an apparent bid to bypass Congress and obtain billions of dollars in funding for the construction of a U.S. Mexico border. Trump has also prioritized immigration law enforcement in his budget proposal for fiscal year 2020, with the plan including $8.6 billion to go towards the construction of the border wall. $2.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.